Hey video creators, have you ever been frustrated by the limitations of your equipment and unable to capture all the details? Don't worry, today I'm going to bring you a revolutionary solution. Imagine that the SDR video in your hand instantly becomes colorful and detailed through the magical AI technology. In the later stage, you can also easily convert the SDR video into amazing HDR effect. In this video, I will take you to explore 3 software that use the latest AI technology, namely UniFab's HDR Upconverter AI, Topaz's Hyperion model, and Wondershare, to convert your SDR video to HDR. Let's see which software can take your work to new heights in color and contrast. This time, we selected a video with SDR and native HDR. Since HDR video needs to be displayed on an HDR monitor to see the true colors, this evaluation will compare and analyze the output video screenshots of the 3 software with the native HDR video screenshots. I will show you how to operate and the final effect display. If you like our video, please like and subscribe to our channel. It will help us a lot. Okay, first let's enter UniFab to operate. Okay, let's enter the software operation. You can see that UniFab software is very simple. On the left side of the software are their various functions. We select HDR Upconverter. First, import the video. Here, we can see the parameters of the imported video. The imported video format is SDR mode. We can modify the export mode and select HDR or MP4 format. Next, click Settings to change the output quality by adjusting the bitrate. Also, here you can select Output Visual Mode. Here we select Fast. Next, select Color Space. There are 2 modes to choose from. Here, select HDR DCI P3. Okay, finally click Start. You can see that UniFab's workbench has clearly listed each step. Here we can see the speed of UniFab output and the estimated time. You can see that the speed of UniFab can reach 20 frames per second at the beginning, and then gradually stabilizes at around 9 frames per second. The final export time is about 20 minutes. Next, enter the Topaz Operation interface. Import the video first, and you can see the introduction of each function on the right side of the software. We enable the SDR to HDR feature. Here he will give some brief introduction. You can adjust the video parameters, namely exposure and noise. We will not adjust them here. Maybe it is a beta version. You can see that Topaz will prompt you that external software is needed to preview the original video. Okay, finally we click Start. Topaz is loading the model. This will take some time. Okay, now you can see the export speed of Topaz. You can see that the export speed of Topaz is very slow, only 0.3 frames per second, and it takes 15 hours. Finally, enter the Wondershare Filmora interface. You can see that Filmora is an editing software. First, import the video. Its HDR settings are in the settings of the output video. Click Settings and change the export color space here to HDR Rec 2100 PQ to complete the output HDR settings. Finally, click Export. We can see that Wondershare's export speed is very fast, but we can't help but wonder whether it is really converted into HDR video. Next, let's take a look at the comparison between the output effects of the 3 and native HDR. First, let's look at the comparison of the first picture. From the 4 pictures, it can be clearly seen that UniFab's restoration effect is the closest to the native HDR10. The restoration effect of Topaz is a bit stiff. It just increases the brightness and red saturation of the picture, causing red color overflow, and the restoration is very unrealistic. The overall brightness of Wondershare is higher than that of native HDR. The highlight overflow is serious. Too much detail is lost, and the restoration effect is average. The overall restoration of UniFab is quite good, but the brightness is still a bit dim compared with HDR10. Okay, let's look at the comparison of the next scene. First,
let's take a look at their differences through a set of comparisons. We can see obvious differences between the two output software.
Let's compare the four pictures intuitively. We can see that UniFab's restoration effect is the closest to native HDR, while Topaz and Wondershare's restoration effects are very similar, and there are still some differences between them and HDR. In scenes with more green, UniFab's restoration effect is closer to native HDR than Topaz and Wondershare 10.
Next, let's look at the performance in the blue-heavy scene, still by comparing them to see their overall differences.
We can see that the repaired images by Topaz and Wondershare are quite different from the native HDR, with obvious blue overflow, while the repaired images by UniFab are very close to the native HDR. Let's take a look at the comparison of the four pictures. We can see that the repair effect of UniFab is completely different from that of Topaz and Wondershare. In terms of color, UniFab's color is closer to the real HDR effect, while the effects of Topaz and Wondershare are more like increasing brightness and saturation.
Overall, UniFab's repair results look better.
Finally, let's take a look at the processing effects of the three software on Orange.
You can see that UniFab's restoration effect is still the best. The color overflow in Topaz on Orange is very serious, the saturation is extremely high, and the effect is not very good.
Wondershare's restored highlights on Orange have no details. The highlights are seriously overflowed, and the overall brightness of the picture is much brighter than the native HDR. The effect is not good.
UniFab is pretty good in terms of overall restoration, but the color is a bit biased towards magenta, while the native HDR color is more cyan, but the overall effect is already very good.
In addition, on the software media info, HDR video information can be found in the videos converted by UniFab, but HDR video information cannot be found in the videos converted by Topaz and Wondershare.
Similarly, both software can display HDR-related information on professional HDR TVs.
Okay, at the end of the video, let's summarize the three pieces of software. First of all, in terms of processing speed, UniFab and Wondershare are much faster than Topaz. For a 10-minute video, UniFab's final conversion time is 20 to 30 minutes. Wondershare has the fastest conversion time, but the effect is not good, while Topaz's conversion time is 14 to 15 hours.
Then there is the processing effect. The effect of UniFab is generally closer to the color of native HDR, and the light and shadow are layered.
The color brightness after Wondershare processing is too high, the light and shadow have no layers, and there is still a big gap compared with the native HDR.
The colors after Topaz processing are a bit overflowing. The colors are oversaturated, and the picture is simply brightened. The overall effect is not very good.
Through the effect display, speed, and operation, you can see that UniFab's functions are more powerful. We are very happy to invite you to use UniFab HDR Upconverter AI. You can download our software for free, and it includes a free trial after downloading. If you feel it is good, UniFab HDR Upconverter AI is currently on sale, with the lifetime price at $119.99. Come and subscribe. We not only have HDR Upconverter AI, but also many other powerful AI functions. The price of all-in-one is also on sale. The price of lifetime is $349.99. If you like our video, please give us a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get more AI tools and more useful videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.